Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies.
Hey there.
Oh man, beautiful sea today.
Oh man, West Lincoln Memorial we were at a couple weeks ago, and obviously the Washington Peen.
Yep.
And we're just heading over to Roosevelt Island.
Ooh. Named after Teddy Roosevelt, probably.
No, it was named after his brother.
Okay.
Yeah, because they had a really high quality bridge that they built here. And
that all broke.
yeah, no, this is on purpose.
Okay. Are you making a Franklin Delano Roosevelt
Who?
joke? The Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, was the guy in the wheelchair.
I mean, I don't know anything about that guy, so if I'm being insensitive, it's probably on purpose.
Nah, it's all right. I'm pretty sure he has to. He had sexual relations with his cousin.
Oh. Well, and that's Jordan's car buried in the wall. Anyway, we're going to take on the Outcasts this week. Got to locate Emily and Shaw, and there's a plane over there.
Oh.
That's good. Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
I thought somebody was moving a bar stool downstairs.
Nope.
Just Adam filling his pants with volcanic Big Mary.
Yeah. It's not bad. It comes with like a blue cheese sauce. That's pretty
Your fart or the sandwich?
The sandwich, but probably also the fart. Now
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some blue cheese in your pants now. Stop being on fire. Yeah, alright, I'm going to try and fly through this. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, we're not flying through anything.
I'm going to try and fly this and immediately gets fucking stuck.
Oh, yeah.
You like blue cheese?
In small amounts.
Yeah, like I wouldn't eat it, like on its own.
I wouldn't eat it.
But
I mean, I've
like,
had it
I
on
like
pizza
it with like
before,
wings and
but
stuff.
It's too
Sharp?
well. Yeah, like in terms of food, I'll eat anything. I'm really not that picky when it comes to food, unless you're going to a barbecue at Jordan's house, and there's like a log of shit fused onto the grill, and he refuses to scrape it off, and it's like carcinogenic, and God knows what goddamn viruses are in. I'm not eating that shit. But in terms of like actual real food, I'll eat just about anything. My issue is you shitting your pants over there still.
Drinking.
Oh. My issue is that some flavors are a bit too powerful. They're too overpowering.
Yeah, I think you have a
blue
really
cheese is
sharp
one.
palate.
What do you mean, like on point?
Yeah, like you just seem really good at being able to taste like foods and stuff, but you also seem really sensitive to like things that are really like.
Maybe I'm a super
overpowered.
taster or some nonsense. One of them super tasters.
That's not me being insensitive. That's me being like you have like.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like I think I have a really dull palate, so I like really powerful tastes, but I find I can't taste things that are kind of like supposed to be a bit more subtle.
Yeah, I mean maybe you know. I don't use a lot of ketchup. I mean I don't use ketchup at all really on fries. I'll use chili sauce. But if I'm at McDonald's or something, I use very little ketchup just because it's like such a powerful flavor. And stuff like that, like blue cheese, is way too powerful as well. Like a very small amount. Like you know, feta cheese is another one, and
Oh, I like nice feta cheese though.
yeah, they're nice. Some of them are a bit, bit dry almost. You got to have them like with something. But
Was this one in the E3 demo?
no,
What?
no, I don't think so. I think they did Jefferson. I mean, maybe it was. I can't remember the E3 demo.
Jefferson Starships?
Ah, yeah. Jefferson Trade, like the plaza. We've already done it. But yeah, you know, I had blue cheese, a buffalo blue cheese
there's an
pizza or
explosive
something.
thing up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was him. Yeah, and they're just overpowering flavors, man. I just can't deal with it. Ordering food at restaurants and stuff is just too much.
What's the best restaurant you've ever been in?
Best restaurant I've ever been in. I don't know. I mean, as far as like a hit rate percentage goes, maybe the Bear Market.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably.
We should go there sometime.
I mean, the tuna that I had, like I ordered an ahi tuna there, and outside of their like phone book sized beer menu, which is awesome, the tuna that I ordered was really well done. Oh, that guy just popped up.
Was it like just a seared tuna steak?
Yeah, it was a seared ahi tuna, and it came with like a bunch of vegetables and stuff, and everything was like nicely done. It was like appropriately cooked and tasted good. It wasn't over seasoned, wasn't like hyper salty. It was it tasted fresh enough. It was good. So that was a good experience. Fucking climb up the thing. There was Restaurant. Like, what do you mean, like formal restaurant, or just like a food place?
I don't know. Like, pick some.
Okay, well, I'd probably say like maybe sushi.
Yeah, we have a lot of good sushi restaurants around here.
Yeah, kimchi's was probably my favorite. Although I haven't had all of them, but that was my favorite for a long time. I like drive into town to get a fucking thing of sushi.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. I don't know. What about you?
There was this really nice Mexican place in Hawaii that I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Mexican, before you continue, Mom was telling me about this Mexican place downtown, which I think you've mentioned before.
Cojones?
Anyway, so she was like, she said there's this Mexican place called Cojones, and I was like, Cojones, okay, that's weird. And anyway, like it didn't compute with me at all.
Yeah.
Until like she showed me her phone and I saw it written. I'm like, oh, cojones. She's like, oh, is that what it means? Like, yes, it's fucking okay.
We should go there too sometime, dude.
It looks like a cool spot.
I liked it.
Had like
really
a cool
good
mural
churros.
on the wall and shit.
They had. Do you want to make plans to go sometime?
Yeah, I'll go. Is it
Sweet.
expensive? I mean, US
I would say it's around the same price point as Beer Market.
like okay, like regular restaurants then.
A little bit more expensive.
Obscenely overpriced, but average around here.
Yeah.
$35 for a steak.
Now that being said, I did enjoy the food that I got, and it was like the churros were amazing. They're made in house, and they come with two sauces. They come with a caramel sauce that's made in house, and a spicy chocolate sauce. Both were fucking amazing.
Shit.
They're wood. You ruined the wood.
Oh, I can't jump. Apparently I can't jump in. All these boards break. All the other boards in the game break.
So I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I'm playing through BioShock Infinite. And
And you want to ream Elizabeth? I know.
Nope.
But you can't because spoiler.
But I one of my favorite things in the game is
You
she'll
can just
like
play Biocock Intimate, Adam. That'll fulfill your fantasy. That is a real game, by the way.
BioCock Intimate.
Intimate, yeah.
All right, looking that one up.
Also, Will Smith makes an appearance.
Really?
Yeah. One of the when she you can make Elizabeth orgasm different ways.
Oh yeah.
And one of them is she opens up a rift that has like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing.
Anyway, so one of my like Elizabeth is one of the best NPC.
Oh, yeah, she's
allied
definitely the
characters
best.
ever.
Yeah, definitely best. Like you said, NPC escort. Like you're like, oh, this whole game is an escort mission. Fuck sakes! But then like, oh, Elizabeth's actually useful.
Yeah, and she like in the middle of combat, I was running out of ammo on my handgun. I'm like, fuck, and then she's like, Booker, here. She tosses me some ammo, and suddenly I got 10 more rounds in my hand cannon. I'm like, fucking A. And she's so good, but like at different points, so she'll like find stuff on the map and be like, Booker, here, and toss it to you. She can find money, and she's like, Booker, I found some money, and she'll toss a coin at you, and you're like, oh, cool, thanks. And then you'll get like $50 worth of coins. So just like, Booker, I found some money, here. And he throws like a handful of cheese.
Yeah, I had oh Jesus, that wildfire. Yeah. There was a convention. I probably mentioned this 100 times.
Jesus Christ!
Stop exploding! I'm trying to look at your guts. There was a convention we went to in the early days of PixelJunkies, 2013, which was back when Infinite was relevant. And there was a girl there dressed up as Elizabeth, and I was selling a poster that I did of Infinite.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, like she came over. I think she bought one or something. I can't remember. There was a bunch of people. Anyway, she came back like later that day and said like, here, catch, and she threw like chocolate like dollars at us.
Oh yeah.
I was
That's cool.
That's awesome. That was pretty cool.
I do like Elizabeth's first costume as opposed to her second costume. Like, you know how like the first costume she's in like a blue like blouse and dress,
yeah,
or skirt, and the second one she's in more of like a mature. So like the way I like to put it is like in the first one she looks more like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and the second one she looks more like Snow White. I prefer when she looks like Belle.
Yeah.
Although I understand why they did the costume change because it's supposed to make her look more mature.
Yeah.
But I definitely like her. But like, at her except for a few places, her and Booker's story were definitely really well handled.
Is the locket that you pick, does that make a difference at all?
Nope.
What's the point of it?
I don't know. I think at one
got
point,
to that point in the
I
game,
get the
I'm
sense
like,
at one point
fuck.
it was supposed to have a bigger impact on the
Maybe.
story, but then they kind of had to drop it because if you look back at because that game was shown off a bunch of different times because it had a 5-year life cycle, they changed their mind about a lot of stuff in that game a bunch of times. So Songbird, I think, was originally going to have a much bigger presence in the story than he does.
Yeah, wasn't Elizabeth not supposed to talk or something?
That was her first interaction, yeah, and there's actually an early trailer of her, or gameplay footage of her not talking, and she looks way different, like she's much older.
Yeah, I got that impression too, because there's a lot of art of somebody in that game, like you see, like, I guess they're supposed to be like portraits or whatever, and
Yeah.
of somebody wearing Elizabeth's outfit who's like turbo old.
Yeah,
like,
that's her mother.
Yeah, I feel like it almost looks like it was concept art for Elizabeth, though.
Yeah.
Which maybe it was, or I don't know.
It probably was.
It's like, nobody's going to want to bang an 80-year-old. Make her young.
There's also and I'm definitely glad that they went that route.
Yeah, because now you can bang her, and it's not bad.
Well, also because like I feel like the innocent character becoming more, world weary is a very interesting story. That's one of the few games. Like there's only been a handful of games that I put the game down at. Like when I'm done with the story, I'm like, fuck, that was so good. Like I'm just like left in awe. I can count them: Mass Effect 2 and 3. I'll count them as the same games. Undertale, when I did the when I replayed it and did the pacifist run. God of War and Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, and BioShock Infinite. And I can't really think of any other stories that's really like impacted me that much. But man, BioShock Infinite is.
So you gotta play Red Dead. So you can add that one to the list.
Yeah, I will say the first Red Dead game had a few moments too. And I really do enjoy that game, although I can't go back and play it anymore. There's a lot of jank.
It's old. Definitely old. Especially if you played the second one, because second one is a much better game.
Yeah.
All around. Like,
the second one is just, it really is a sequel where like we just improved on everything.
Yeah.
The visuals, the combat,
like,
the story.
In essence, just like I've said before, a love letter to the first game.
Yeah.
Like at this point, they should really just add the first game to the second game. You know, like you have New Austin is all down there. Just add the first game again.
Yeah.
Like that would be so much. It would be so awesome to be able to just like play Red Dead Redemption 2 and then immediately pop into the first game, continue the story.
Also, of the 3 games that have done the father-child story, like growing together and eventually forming this bonds, as they try to as the father tries to preserve the innocence of the child throughout the story, which is The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, and God of War are the big 3 that come to mind. I think God of War is my favorite, followed shortly after by BioShock, followed shortly after by The Last of Us.
Yeah, although not father-son, but same thing.
Well, more father-child is what I mean. When is The Last of Us 2 coming out?
Soon?
Looking forward to that game.
I feel like it's soon.
Can't wait to play as Ashley Johnson as she realizes that Joel basically fucking lied to her. That was a massive B. Holy fuck.
I had to real close the screen.
Oh, okay.
I gotta finish. I started playing through that and then I stopped because I want to do the DLC as well. Although I believe the DLC is a prequel.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't really remember much of that story other than that Ellie is like immune or whatever, and that they were gonna use her to make a cure or something, and then Joel was like, "Fuck that, I'm taking you."
Because the process involved essentially ripping her spine out.
Yeah.
And like it's such a well-written ending because you as the player have grown such an attachment to Ellie, and you're like, this is for the betterment of the human race, but fuck doing this to my little girl. And you really do feel like she's my little girl at the end of that game. And so you really do, like, at least with me, I felt like, I'm gonna kill every single fucking person in this hospital and murder anybody that gets in the way between me and Ellie. She's not having the surgery, where, like, the logical and pathetic part of my head is, like, you should just let her, like, Ellie's one child in the face of all of humanity. So that was really well done in that respect. Huge props to the game developer.
Yeah, it definitely gives you, like, the save save 1 million by sacrificing 1. Like that concept. You're like, oh, well, obviously, yes, that's what I would do.
But you've spent so long with Ellie, and you've forged this amazing bond with this character.
You're like, yeah, it's like, well, would you still do it?
Yeah.
Like, fuck me.
Would you do it if it was your own daughter, kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it's such a great moral question, and I genuinely think I would have the same reaction that Joel had. Like, because I had that very same reaction, like, yeah, fuck off, you're not killing Ellie. I'd rather tarnish my own soul than have this innocent flower be murdered. So I'm very interested to see how Ellie's going to react to that in the second game, because it's going to break my heart.
Yeah, and then in the second game opens with her scissoring that other chick, and you're like, well, her innocence is gone, let's kill her. Rip her spine out.
Oh, rip her spine out. Oh, she's a lesbian, oh no.
Well, at least can I watch? No, alright, rip her spine out.
Can I watch? Way to be fucking creepy as Joel.
Hey man, Tess or whatever the hell her name was died.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Gotta wait for Ellie to be 18 or whatever, and then, you know, there you go. Not much, she's my little lady now.
Ugh.
Oh, fuck.
Were you fighting the fucking Juggernaut?
Yeah.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Stop shooting at me.
It's a fucking massive dude. We got the fucking offensive line from the football team. No! Oh, you're getting murdered. No! Whoa, Nelly!
Ah! Come on, revive. There we go. Don't want to die. Let me fucking... Oh my god, I don't have time to get away from this buddy. There we go, fuck you. Use an armor kit. Alright, we're back to normal. Crisis averted. Fuck you, almost killed me on play-by-ass hard mode. Bitch. That's the karma for my pedo joke.
Another kind of the opposite
hard.
of that was the do you mind have you played you played Spider-Man, right, for the PlayStation?
Yeah.
So spoilers for that game coming up, but at the end of the game, when Aunt May is dying and you have a chance to save her, I'm glad they don't leave that up to the player. But like and it really fits with what Peter Parker would do, but it's such an emotional moment where she says, "Take off your mask, I want to see my nephew." I started to tear up. I'm like, fuck. This is so emotional. Oh my god.
Like, not that mask. I want to see your dick, dumbass.
Jesus. Way to fucking instantly ruin it.
Like, well, you know, yeah, you're definitely my nephew.
Jesus, scared the shit out of me. Suddenly dropping down.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta pop down into this shitty ass Fallout shelter.
I thought they were fucking bras at first.
Oh. Yeah, I gotta get my combat bra. I don't know, put dual derringers or something in them. Alright.
Laura Bailey did MJ in that game, didn't she?
She did, yep. Which doesn't make sense now. I guess we can pretty much guarantee or throw away any canonness that the Marvel video games were gonna have.
Why?
Because Laura Bailey is also Black Widow.
Oh. Right.
It's like...
Travis is playing Thor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Travis Willingham, her
so
wife.
it's like, cool, yeah, great. Laura Bailey doing Black Widow is a great idea, but she's already done a character in this, I guess, not canon anymore. I assumed, I had read a thing a while ago that Marvel were going to try and, like, reboot the canon with their games so that all the games would take place in the same universe. But could obviously have, you know, different styles and different influences from the developer, but...
Well, I mean, I guess it's a different enough voice that she's going to be doing where it doesn't super matter.
I guess you could recycle actors. It just seems weird that they would do that immediately. Like
although Laura is a very talented actor, so... Yeah.
But you can totally hear it. Like, when you're familiar with a person's voice, like... I watched a lot of Jon Favreau stuff as of late, like the Chef Show and stuff. I think this third season is that coming out soon. But I was rewatching Clone Wars, and like the second the guy starts talking, I'm like, "Is that Jon Favreau?" And I looked it up. I was like, "Oh yeah, it is Jon Favreau." I was like, "Oh wait, now so he also voiced a Mandalorian character in The Mandalorian." Yeah. Is it the same guy? Like, no. Like, oh okay. Well, that would have been a kind of an interesting story. Cause
they are members of the same clan though, Clan Vizsla.
But why not do the same character? Does he die in Clone Wars?
I don't want to say.
Okay. Because I feel like if he doesn't die, he probably does now, but if he doesn't die, it should be the same character, because it would be kind of interesting to have the dude who had the black saber, like, be a character in this world now. It's kind of like, fuck you.
Because he voices Pre-Vizsla, doesn't he?
I think that's his name. Something like that. Anyway, I feel like that would have sort of brought an interesting plot into, like, from Clone Wars into The Mandalorian. Sort of crossing over the worlds a bit, but I guess presumably a lot of that gets resolved in Clone Wars.
Also, he has a cool helmet. I like the dual antenna that come out of it. Makes him look big.
Yeah, and you know, he's like George from fucking Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Real bulky ass Mandalorian armor. It's kind of neat.
I like that moment in Halo Reach when he comes face to face with Dr. Halsey, and she's like, "What the fuck have you done to my armor?" Made some improvements. She's like, "Yeah, the fuck you did."
Yeah. I kind of like that, but it's a bit more ragtag looking.
I generally enjoy the look of the Mandalorian armor in general. I think it's really cool. I like the Mandalorian clone aesthetic much more than the Imperial aesthetic. I think it's just much more interesting. Like in Rebels, some of the Mandalorians have really cool designs as well, and there's some really cool designs for Mandalorians in the Clone Wars, even if they do fuck off with a lot of the cool stuff I liked about the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
There's some great Mandalorian memes I read, and one of them was when somebody was reading the Wikipedia, and they were like, Mandalorians are a warrior culture, and they find that battlefield adoptions are very common. In fact, most Mandalorians, even if they have biological children, will often adopt and treat those children exactly the same as any biological ones, and people are looking at the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, and they're like, oh!
Yeah, there was a Photoshop. I think somebody did... I think it was no, it wasn't a Photoshop. It was some, like, weird cosplay thing. They did, like... There was a dude who had, like, a Mandalorian-inspired set of, like, knight armor.
Oh, yeah?
And there was, like, a kid sitting next to him with, like, a green hood. Like, this is just medieval Mandalorian. I think they call it the medieval Lorian.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
That was also really cool when they were like, yeah, we need some extra stormtroopers for this team that we can either... you know, increase the budget or take budgets away from something else in order to get a bunch of costumes of these classic, you know, Imperial Stormtrooper armor. Or we could hire a bunch of people from the 501st and give them some time on set and make their fucking day. And
yeah, they definitely made use of that. Amount of fucking buddies at the end of that season.
But like, what a cool thing to do for the fan base. Like, here's some of your most dedicated fans. Let's get them into the show. It
is definitely a validation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to the next season.
Yeah, in 2021.
Is it 2021?
I think so. Or is that with The Witcher?
Ain't to know.
There's a lot of yellow guys here.
Yeah, they're all outcasts.
No, I mean like yellow health bars.
Oh, yeah, I guess the elite guys. It is a stronghold, so...
Do you have to destroy that?
Yeah, which, you know, you think a couple rounds from a minigun would destroy it, but...
Yeah, a Gal 8 would... Jesus. A Gal 8 would probably take care of that easily.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of the big fuel tank so they can't refuel the boat so that Emily and Cha can't get away.
So I've been... one of the guys I work with is a former Canadian military. Won't say his name. But...
John...
Anyway, he...
Cena.
We were talking the other day in the restaurant, and I was like, so me and my friend have this theory that the A-10 is the coolest aircraft ever made, and he was like, it is the coolest aircraft ever made. It's a gun that they stuck wings to. And we're like, okay, so you get it.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is.
Yeah. It's like, this is the closest that a person could ever get to an actual fucking dragon.
If men made flyable dragons.
Yeah, because that's essentially what it is.
Man,
it's like, we have the biggest Gatling gun ever made. Let's put some wings around it and then fly it in the air. It's like, what if it needs something else? Okay, we'll give it some fucking air-to-ground missiles as well. And that's like the A-10. I think we're pretty sure we already talked about this, and so I won't bang on too much. But we were in the. I was saying like, and like the Spectre gunships. He's like, I've been in one of those. I have no idea how they work because they basically stuck a fucking howitzer in the side of an aircraft. Like, where does the fucking shell go?
That guy fucked up.
Why is the fire so fucked?
I don't know. It's his fault for exploding all over the place. Oh, now I'm on fire. That's cool.
Here comes the guy.
Oh, he just decided he couldn't really figure out what he was doing halfway through there. Fucking move, man. Hairy boner.
It's a gross kind of boner.
Oh, good. I still had the armor kit bonus, whatever. I got, oh, shitty dick. Stop shooting me and sprint, you bitch.
Also,
these
like,
guys are gonna
like,
eat shit in a
the
second.
division agent just left the boat. Is that gonna be a problem?
They just fell down slowly, and that was the end of their day.
Is that the end of the mission?
That's the end of the thing. Emmeline wasn't here. She got away.
So I'm guessing that big guy was Shaw or whatever.
Who?
Who was that? Who were we looking for?
We were looking for Emmeline Shaw, but she wasn't here.
Emily and Shaw.
Emmeline Shaw.
Oh, I thought you were saying Emily and Shaw.
Oh, no, Emmeline. That's her full
Who
name.
the fuck names her kid Emmeline?
I don't know. Maybe that's why she pissed off. Anyway, she wasn't here, so we're going to have to get her another time.
Yep, because this is all about all I can do for this recording session.
So now we got to take on the True Sons. We don't know where Emmeline is, but we're going to track down the True Sons. So we got to go to Capitol Hill. Which, guess what, Adam?
What?
Next time, we're going to visit that Gal 8 you're always talking about. The Gal 8 is all the way over here on Capitol Hill.
I am genuinely so fucking excited.
And we can also go into Trump's impeachment room or whatever.
Ooh,
And
sweet.
hang out around there.
We can smell the Cheetos off his fucking fingers.
Oh man, he must stink, right?
Yeah, oh
like, you know
God.
how old people smell. It must be that plus like Cheetos, like you're saying.
Ugh.
Like stale Cheetos.
Have you seen the picture going around on social media or on different websites of his hair being super swept back, and you can fucking see the tan line around his fucking face?
No, I haven't. Though I did see him on the news the other day, and it looked like he had a tumbleweed glued to his head because his hair is completely fucked.
He's just an awful human in every fucking capacity. Like he's like, you know how like in a lot of times like you look at somebody who's awful like Jeff Bezos, but he's kind of like he at least cares about his appearance, so he doesn't look half bad. Like Trump's an asshole, and he also looks like a fucking dog shit human. Like in no way is this man any way redeemable in any aspect.
Yeah, he's pretty dog shit human. I agree. Worst president of all time.
I would actually agree that he's the worst president America's ever had.
Even more than Obama.
Yes, Jesus, I would have if he didn't already have 2 terms, it would be like, please elect Obama again.
Who let I don't know, rich people lose money? How can you have an America like that, Adam?
Well, came out the other day that Jeff Bezos bought this mansion, the most expensive property in L.A. for something like $5 million or so. I forget what it was.
That's it.
I can't remember what it was.
I feel like $5 million is low for the most
I don't know what it was. But let's say it was $50 million for this property.
Okay.
And they said to put it in perspective, if you make $50,000 a year, that would be like in like to scale up to how much he's actually worth versus how much this house was worth. That would be like you buying a house for $75 if you were making $50,000 a year. Like Jesus Christ! So if Jeff Bezos can drop $50 million on a house and it be like me spending $75, I feel like he can afford to lose some money.
Yeah.
And distribute that wealth a little bit.
At
least distribute it back to his workers that are literally killing themselves in his fucking warehouses for him.
Yeah, we need to. How come Jeff Bezos ain't like Bill Gates? Bill Gates is a cool guy.
Yeah.
He just like donated $100 million to some sort of disease or something.
Here, coronavirus. Speed up.
$100 million. Because there was a period where I don't know if Bill Gates was ever the richest person in the world, but he was up there.
I think at one point he was.
I think somebody calculated that, like, at the height of Windows, he was making like $45,000 a second.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking goddamn.
Well, I calculated it once.
He's a millionaire in the time it takes me to shit. So.
He makes more money. He makes more money than you could make in like 10 years in the time it would take you to come. How depressing is that? And you got a hair trigger.
Yeah, and that's not even that long of a time. That's like a minute tops.
Yeah. Oh, it's so depressing.
And most of that is taking your pants down.
I calculated it once. Bill Gates has something like $68 million or $68 billion or like $75 billion or something. That's what he's valued at. He could buy 3 Gerald R.R. Ford super carriers and still be the 8th richest guy on the planet. He can just flat out buy 3 aircraft carriers.
You need with 3. He's fucking making a PMC or something. Bill Gates militia. That's it. Bill Gates started the division. He's all about that malaria. He's fucking bioengineering viruses so he can take down America.
What a fucking terrible long con that would be. I started Windows in order to fund my private military goals to take over America.
I robbed Steve Jobs' idea, and now I'm funding my own military to take over the world for some reason, even though there's no wealth left in the world, so it's kind of I don't know the word. I'm Bill Gates.
This is my TED Talk. Do you know Kermit the Frog gave a TED Talk?
The actual voice actor or the puppet?
No, the puppet.
I mean, why though?
He was basically talking
Also,
about being
how,
creative. How? It's actually, well, they stuck him. They put a background up right behind where he was sitting that made it look like he was kind of just sitting in the middle of the stage. So the puppeteer was behind the background, kind of puppeting.
And then somebody was like, "Hey, Kermit, walk over to the left," and then he's like,
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're going to do a TED Talk with Kermit the Frog, hopefully you're not going to take the fucking magic out of it, you fucking asshole.
Hey, Kermit, come over here for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I also kind of sound like Kermit or whatever.
This is Kermit the Frog here. Oh, can we end?
Yeah, we're over time,
All
so thank you for watching, everybody. And we'll kill the True Sons next time and see the Gallies.
Whoosh.
Goodbye.
Whoosh.